Welcome, my friends, to this review of the Suno Terms of Service. There have been a lot of videos very recently about it, and the general consensus that I hear out there is there's something to panic about. But let me just cut to the chase and give you the facts. Because the anti AI crowd loves to screenshot Suno's TOS and scream, "See, they own everything, you're selling your soul." But like most legal documents, context matters, and here's what's actually happening. The concerning parts, the normal parts, and the parts that prove ethical AI music use is real. Let's take a look at ownership and your rights, the actual reality. Firstly, you own what you bring. If you write lyrics, compose a melody, create chord progressions, or upload audio, you already own those. Those remain yours. Suno doesn't magically absorb your pre existing IP. The license applies to how they use your submissions to operate their services, not ownership transfer of your original work. So I want you to understand that your original work is protected just by basic copyright laws. If you wrote the lyrics, you created the melody, the harmony, no one's taking that from you. Now let's talk about the output. The output ownership depends on your tier. If it's paid, that's Pro or Premier, then Suno assigns you their rights in the output. You own what you create. If you're on the free or basic plan, this is for personal, non-commercial use only. You must credit Suno. You don't own it. This isn't exploitation. It's a freemium model. You want ownership? Then pay for the tool. The summary is paid is ownership and free is limited. Thirdly, copyright isn't guaranteed. But isn't that AI reality? That's not Suno greed. Suno explicitly states we make no representation or warranty that any copyright will vest in any output. Now, this sounds scary until you understand that no AI company can guarantee copyrightability right now. Courts are still deciding whether AI generated content qualifies for copyright protection. Suno is being honest about legal uncertainty. They're not stealing from you. If you write the melody and the lyrics and use AI for production or arrangement, your human authored elements are still copyrightable. So we can say it's a legal gray area, but if you wrote the lyrics, like I said, and the melody, except someone says, "Hey, the idea that you generated from your head is mine, the words are exactly mine, and the music is mine," well, that is highly unlikely, but we see this even with humans. Human error. You creating something that already existed. It's happened, even to the Beatles. So it's a legal gray area, but in good faith, if you wrote the lyrics and the melody, very likely you have a song that no one else has written or that no one else will challenge. But never say never, because even with humans, we see that happening. Now, when you throw in Suno's ability to give you a singer, you also have that to contend with. So there's obviously going to be some gray area and elements of risk. Someone saying, "Well, that sounds like my cloned voice." That's where the battle is, not with Suno trying to throw you under the bus. Number four, you can commercially release paid tier music. Now, despite the panic, paid users can release songs commercially, yes, distribute to Spotify and Apple, Deezer, as I have, monetize streams, perform publicly, and license for sync. Now, this is the entire point of the paid tier. Get a commercial plan, and commercial use is okay. Number five, free tier music is not for commercial use. It's common sense. Free tier is demo mode. You cannot sell tracks, monetize on platforms, license for film or TV, or release commercially. You must credit Suno. This is standard for free software tiers. You don't want any restrictions? Then subscribe to a paid tier. So the bottom line is no commercial use. Let's talk about the scary license. Suno gets a broad license. It's standard, it's not sinister. Yes, you grant Suno a perpetual royalty-free license to use your submissions. If I was a lawyer practicing and working with Suno, I would be an idiot not to write that in for them. Why? Well, to operate the service, they need to process your prompts to generate music. To improve models, AI gets better through training. This is how AI works. But let me also preface by saying the CEO did say not all the stuff that we think, such as, oh, my inputs are used to train the model, is correct. Actually, think about all the garbage inputs that are put into Suno daily. Wouldn't it be dumb to pollute what exists in its pristine form with garbage prompts and garbage noodling on off tune, off beat instruments? It doesn't make sense. And that's why I want you to think about the sensibility of Suno not allowing your input to train it, like be used as upfront training data. It could be used in some way, and that's why they are asking for you to sign this. They get a license to use your submissions at any point, should they see that sensible, and they don't own your original creative work. They can use your work to promote the platform, to show examples of what's possible. Compare this to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. They all require similar licenses. So any fear mongering about, oh, Suno's license is so broad, don't even pay it as much mind as the skeptics are making you, right? It's an industry standard. Number 7, you waive moral rights because AI needs operational freedom. Moral rights is equal to claiming this misrepresents my artistic vision or this harms my reputation. They're just saying you waive these so Suno can generate variations on your prompt, use examples in marketing, process requests without legal liability every time the AI interprets your prompt differently than you imagined. For paid users creating original work, you still own the output, so you control how your music is released to the world. You must understand this, my friends. You do need to indemnify Suno, especially with all the crazy lawsuits flying around Suno. I don't blame them for putting that in the clause. Number 8, your output may not be unique. Hello, it's a machine. This is Machine Learning 101. Due to the nature of machine learning, output may not be unique across users. So, if two people prompt upbeat electronic dance track, 128 beats per minute, they may get similar results. They may even get identical results. But it's like a 1 in a several billion chance of that happening. This isn't theft, it's pattern generation. Two human producers making trap beats will also sound similar because genre has conventions. This is normal AI behavior. Let's talk about what you can and cannot do. Style is not equal to ownership. Copyright protects specific expression, not genres. Lo-fi hip-hop, anyone can do that. Jazz fusion, boom bap drums. You do not own those styles. A trap beat as a prompt isn't theft. A funk rhythm isn't theft. A jazzy harmony is not theft. This is true for human and AI music. It's copyright law 101. Number 10, you may not impersonate real artists. It just makes sense. It's good. You cannot generate fake Drake and claim it's real Drake. You cannot imply artist endorsement or label output deceptively. This is the legitimate anti-AI concern. Voice cloning for impersonation is equal to actual harm. Suno explicitly prohibits this, and it makes sense. So if you're not down with that, then don't sign up. Number 11, voice cloning is restricted, as it should be. Hello, unauthorized voice impersonation violates the terms of service. Deep fake vocals claiming to be real artists is ban-worthy. Licensed celebrity voice models, if they emerge, that's a different story. but unauthorized cloning, rightfully prohibited. It's restricted. Number 12, you cannot train competing AI. You may not use the services and the output to power, enable, or train other artificial intelligence and machine learning models. I don't blame them. It prevents someone from subscribing to Suno, generating 100,000 tracks, and training a competing AI with Suno's output. It's fair restriction. Don't use a tool to build a competing tool. It just makes sense. Does it sound restrictive? In my mind, it just makes sense from a legal perspective. Number 13, you can't use it to compete with Suno. In no event will you use the output to compete with Suno, including to create a competing product or service. Don't build a Suno killer Pro using Suno generated music. It's reasonable. It's a fair restriction. Other tools have similar clauses. Collaborative features and public sharing. Number 14, remixes create shared ownership. Now, if you are prompting in Suno, beware that you're not making your music publicly available and available to remix. If you enable remix features, remixes become joint works. Both creators co-own it, and usage restrictions apply and attribution is required. This is actually protective. If someone remixes your work, you retain co-ownership, joint ownership. Number 15, public sharing reduces control. Default on platforms like Discord, outputs may be public, viewable, downloadable, modifiable by others. The solution, just like I have done in the past, adjust privacy settings. Keep your work private until release. This is a setting issue, not a rights issue. So check your settings. For me, I never publish anything on Suno that I have even released on platforms like Deezer and Spotify and Apple. Let's talk about copyright and legal protection. Number 16, Suno does not protect you from infringement claims. Suno makes no warranty that your use of any output will not infringe the rights of any third party. Why should they do that? It would be foolish for them to. So this disclaimer means if you generate something that sounds too close to an existing copyrighted work and someone sues, that's on you. The practical reality is if you're writing original melodies and lyrics, this risk is minimal. But if you're prompting, make me a song that sounds exactly like the Beatles, well, the risk increases and it's on you. So you're responsible. It's fair in my mind. Number 17, you must own what you upload. You represent that you have rights to any lyrics you input, audio you input, melodies you provide, and samples you reference. Don't upload copyrighted Beatles lyrics and claim they're yours. Don't upload a beat you don't own. Basic copyright responsibility just makes sense to anyone who understands how the law works. Number 18, DMCA rules still apply. If someone files a DMCA claim against your output, well, the content can be removed and your account can be suspended. Repeat infringement equals permanent ban. People are always trying to find ways around these things, and Suno is just covering themselves. This is federal law, not Suno policy. All platforms have to comply. Federal law where DMCA rules are concerned. Number 19, Suno can terminate accounts. Suno can suspend accounts, remove content, end service access, and do so for any reason in its sole discretion. This is in every TOS for every platform. Violate terms, lose access. Don't violate terms, don't worry. This makes perfect sense. It's not rocket science, so it's puzzling when people say, oh, there's hidden clauses you need to be aware of. It's a standard clause. The legal and practical realities. Number 20, you indemnify them. This is industry standard. Any dummy in the world of business understands indemnification. You agree to defend, indemnify, and hold harmless. Suno, if your use of the service causes legal problems. The translation is, if you generate fake Taylor Swift and get sued, you're covering Suno's legal fees. This is normal. Platforms can't be liable for user-generated content violations. You're responsible for what you create. Sounds like a risk? Well, question yourself about your intent and the output and input. Number 21, they disclaim liability. Who wouldn't do that? Any lawyer that puts this together without disclaiming liability should be fired. Service provided as is, no warranties. Maximum liability equals the last 6 months of payments or $100. Every software service has this language. It means don't rely on perfection. And you can't sue for millions if the AI generates a bad melody. Number 22, forced arbitration. Sounds annoying, but it's common. You waive the right to sue in court or join class actions. It's comical when a lot of people complain about Suno and theft, but in the same vein, they are on Suno. You cannot do that. Disputes go into binding arbitration. It's controversial but standard in tech. If you hate it, it's a broader legal fight, not Suno specific. Number 23. AI is a collaborator, not a co-author. Legally speaking, AI has no authorship rights, has no copyright, it's a tool. Human intent, creativity, and decision-making still drive the process. You're the author, and AI is the instrument. Now, if you're just playing in this tool called Suno as a sandbox, then you're likely to not look for commercial release. You're just playing and having fun and making silly songs. Even I do that. A lot of my songs aren't going to be released because it's just me having a laugh in Suno. Number 24. Distribution platforms may have additional rules. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, they may require AI disclosure. They may change their AI music policies and they may apply their own content ID systems. These is an example of how they stamp your music as AI generated. Even if it's just one AI song out of 10 on an album, the whole album is branded as containing AI generated content right now. These platforms may at some point refuse AI generated content. It's currently rare, but it could happen. So you got to check the provider's rules and understand each platform. Finally, my friends, number 25, the low risk position for serious musicians. Get a paid subscription. Use original lyrics that you write. Use original melodies that you compose. Use original chord progressions. Yes, even down to the chord progressions. Use AI as an arranger. Use it as a co-producer. Use it as a texture generator. I've shown numerous times on the channel how I use my intellect, my melodies, my words, my chords as the input to the tool. This is where ethical AI music lives. You are the songwriter, AI is the band, the engineer, the string section that you can't afford to hire for tens of thousands of dollars. With this approach, you maximize your copyright claim, you minimize infringement risk, and you keep creative control with you. Use AI as a production tool, not a replacement. So the bottom line is this. You're not giving away your music. You're not automatically a thief for using AI, as the uneducated say. You are responsible, though, for how you use the tool. AI music today is about intent, transparency, licensing, skill, and responsibility. Used correctly, Suno functions as an arranger and a production assistant, not a thief. The revolution isn't about rejecting AI. It's about ensuring AI serves artists instead of replacing them. If this helps give you clarity on the TOS, smash the like button and subscribe. All the very best as you create this year. Bye for now.